Hello, and welcome to another episode of Digital Reflections, where we explore the impacts of technology on our lives. I'm Marco.
And I'm Erica. Today, we're diving into a topic that's been gaining a lot of attention lately, the dark side of social media.
Absolutely, Erica. Social media has revolutionized how we communicate, share, and consume information. But with all its benefits, there are some serious downsides we need to discuss.
Right? One of the biggest issues is mental health. Numerous studies have shown a correlation between heavy social media use and increased levels of anxiety, depression, and loneliness.
That's true. Social media platforms are designed to be addictive. The constant stream of notifications and the pressure to keep up with posts can lead to stress and a feeling of inadequacy. People often compare their lives to the curated, often idealized versions they see online, which can be really damaging.
It's like living in a constant state of FOMO, fear of missing out. And for teenagers, this can be even more pronounced. They're at a stage where social validation is crucial and social media can amplify insecurities.
Exactly. Cyberbullying is another critical issue. Unlike traditional bullying, cyberbullying can follow victims anywhere, making it relentless. It's not just kids facing this, either. Adults can be targets of harassment and trolling as well.
And it's not just individuals who suffer. Society as a whole is impacted by the spread of misinformation. Social media can amplify false news, leading to widespread misconceptions and even real-world consequences like political unrest.
The algorithms behind these platforms are partly to blame. They're designed to keep users engaged, often by showing them content that evokes strong reactions, which can mean sensationalist or misleading information rises to the top.
And let's not forget about privacy issues. Social media platforms collect vast amounts of data on their users, which can be used in ways that users aren't fully aware of or comfortable with. This data can be sold to third parties, leading to targeted advertising and potential breaches of privacy.
That's a major concern. People are often unaware of just how much personal information they're giving away, and the consequences of this can be far-reaching. Identity theft, for example, has become more prevalent with the increase in personal data available online.
There's also the impact on relationships. While social media can help keep us connected, it can also lead to misunderstandings and conflicts. The lack of face-to-face interaction can make it easy to misinterpret messages, and the constant connectivity can sometimes lead to oversharing or neglecting real-life relationships.
So true. It seems like we're constantly tethered to our devices, which can strain personal interactions. But Erica, despite all these issues, social media isn't all bad, right?
Definitely not. It has its positives, like fostering communities, supporting activism, and allowing people to stay in touch across distances. The key is finding a balance and being mindful of how we use these platforms.
Well said. As we wrap up, what advice would you give to our listeners about navigating social media responsibly?
I'd suggest setting boundaries. Limit your time on social media, be selective about who you follow, and remember that not everything you see online reflects reality. Also, regularly review your privacy settings and be cautious about the information you share. Marco, great tips.
I'd suggest setting boundaries. Limit your time on social media. Be selective about who you follow, and remember that not everything you see online reflects reality. Also, regularly review your privacy settings and be cautious about the information you share. There's another critical aspect of social media that we need to address: the impact on democracy and public discourse.
Yes, this is a huge issue. Social media has become a major platform for political discussions and campaigning, but it's also a breeding ground for divisive and extremist content.
The spread of misinformation and fake news can severely impact democratic processes. For instance, during elections, false information can be disseminated to sway public opinion or suppress voter turnout.
This is exacerbated by echo chambers and filter bubbles. Algorithms tend to show us content that aligns with our existing beliefs, which can create a polarized environment where people are less exposed to differing viewpoints.
That's a great point. This polarization can lead to increased hostility and a breakdown in constructive dialogue. People become more entrenched in their views and less willing to engage in meaningful conversations with those who have different perspectives.
And then there's the issue of foreign interference. Social media platforms have been used by foreign entities to influence elections and sow discord in other countries. This is a clear threat to national security and democratic integrity.
Social media companies have a responsibility to address these issues, but it's also up to users to be vigilant. We need to verify the sources of the information we consume and be wary of content that seems designed to provoke an emotional reaction.
Absolutely. Digital literacy is crucial. Educating ourselves and others about how to critically evaluate online content can help mitigate some of these problems.
So, Erica, how can social media users help protect democracy and promote healthier public discourse?
It starts with being a responsible digital citizen. Share verified information, engage in respectful discussions, and report harmful content. Also, support initiatives and policies that promote transparency and accountability in social media companies.
And let's not forget the power of community. Building and participating in positive, inclusive online communities can counteract some of the negativity and division we see on social media.
Definitely. By fostering spaces where diverse perspectives are welcomed and respected, we can contribute to a healthier online environment.
Thanks for bringing this up, Erica. It's a complex issue, but one that's incredibly important. As always, we encourage our listeners to stay informed and engaged.
Absolutely, Marco. Social media is a powerful tool, and with great power comes great responsibility. Let's use it wisely.
Before we sign off, there's yet another crucial aspect of social media we need to discuss: its impact on privacy and data security.
That's a big one, Marco. Social media platforms collect massive amounts of data on their users, from personal details to browsing habits. This data can be used for targeted advertising, but it can also be vulnerable to breaches and misuse.
Exactly. We've seen several high-profile data breaches where millions of users' information was exposed. This can lead to identity theft, financial fraud, and other serious issues.
And it's not just about breaches. There's also the concern of how these companies use our data. They often collect more information than we realize, and it's not always clear how that data is being used or who it's being shared with.
Transparency is definitely a concern. Users often have little insight into what data is being collected and how it's being used. This lack of transparency can lead to a feeling of powerlessness and mistrust.
And let's talk about consent. Many people don't fully understand the terms and conditions they agree to when they sign up for these platforms. This can lead to unintended consequences, such as sharing more information than they intended.
That's right, and even when users are aware, the convenience of social media often outweighs privacy concerns. People might feel like they have no choice but to accept these terms if they want to stay connected.
So, what can users do to protect their privacy on social media?
Firstly, regularly reviewing and adjusting privacy settings is crucial. Make sure you're only sharing information with people you trust. Be cautious about the apps and services you link to your social media accounts.
And use strong, unique passwords for each of your accounts. Two-factor authentication can also add an extra layer of security. It's also a good idea to be mindful of the information you post. Even seemingly harmless details can be pieced together to create a detailed profile of you.
Also, consider using privacy-focused tools and platforms. There are browsers and search engines designed to minimize data collection and protect your privacy.
That's a good point. And stay informed about the policies of the platforms you use. Be aware of changes to terms and conditions and advocate for better privacy protections when necessary.
Ultimately, it's about finding a balance. Social media can be a powerful tool for connection and expression, but we need to be vigilant about our privacy and data security.
Well said, Marco. It's a complex issue, but with awareness and proactive steps, we can better protect ourselves in the digital age.
Thanks for joining us in this important discussion. As always, stay informed and stay safe online.
Until next time, this is Digital Reflections, helping you navigate the digital world with awareness and responsibility.